Good evening, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Right Side Broadcasting, coming to you with a late night news alert. Wanted to come on and talk about this story that happened tonight. Get your thoughts on this story. It's a bit confusing, so I'd love to hear what you think about this. So the story is that earlier this evening, Ivanka Trump had quite an active evening on Twitter earlier this evening. She sent out a tweet where she praised Oprah Winfrey's Golden Globe speech, which of course is a bit striking because that speech was seen by some as having some anti-Trump elements and also anti-President Trump elements. Also, that speech was embraced by many on the left as like, oh, this is very presidential, and when it was followed by this outpouring from people on the left, like in the media and in Hollywood, of Oprah has to run for president now. This would be so great. I'll show you some of those tweets in a second. But this speech was seen as perhaps like her unofficial entrance into the presidential campaign, and a lot of people on the left have been clamoring for her to run after that speech. But oddly, Ivanka Trump praised that speech in a tweet. Then, as if that weren't enough, and I don't know the exact timeline, which came before which, but around the same time as that, she also followed on Twitter Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Now, to me, it's fine if somebody like Ivanka Trump, look, follow whoever you want, I don't care. But my point is this: I could see somebody on the right following Pelosi and Schumer because they want to hear what they have to say. The timing is what seems especially odd, though, that she followed Pelosi and Schumer on the same night around the same time. She tweeted out support for Oprah's speech. So anyways, and maybe there's nothing to this. Maybe, look, one benign reading of this is that Ivanka Trump genuinely liked the pro-woman feminist aspects of the speech, and that's what she was reacting to. I mean, if you read her, we're going to look at her tweet in a second, and she seems to be reacting to that. So maybe she just liked that and wanted to support it. And also, maybe she just was like, it's kind of dumb if I don't follow Schumer and Pelosi, because I'd kind of like to know, since I'm working in the White House, what their tweets are. So to be an informed individual, I'm just going to follow them. So there's benign explanations for all of this. But I was wondering if you guys thought anything different and why this would all happen at once. So anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit about the details of this, show you the tweet, show you the follows, but I want to get to your comments and hear what you have to say on this. So if you have a theory on why she did this tonight, were they not related? Is it related? What's going on? I have another theory too I'll tell you about. But write to me on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER. And thank you, and I'm going to read your comments very shortly. Thank you to our moderators for being here. JC's up late night with us. JC might be the only one up this late. So thank you. And everybody in the chat room, thank you for joining us. All right, so let's talk. Let me just show you the things I've been talking about. So first of all, let me show you the praise for Oprah's speech. So here's the praise. Here's what she said tonight at 9:54 p.m. Just saw Oprah's empowering and inspiring speech at last night's Golden Globes. Let's all come together, women and men, and say #time's up, #united. Now, Oprah's speech was a pro-woman speech in the sense of she talked about how women had been discriminated against, and she was happy that was starting to change, and she was hoping for even more change in the future. So it was a positive pro-woman. That was a big aspect of her speech. So Ivanka Trump, it's not crazy that someone would say, hey, like, that was empowering and inspiring if she was empowered and inspired by that message. But I guess here's the thing, and this is not like an incredibly, insightful point, but no matter how much Ivanka Trump liked the speech, her dad is the president, and the speech was seen by many people as being critical of the president. So let me show you this a part of the speech, and I'll show you the part of the speech in case you didn't see it that to me is critical of the president. By the way, Chris Douglas made a donation. Chris Douglas said, thanks for covering Steve. Very confused by this. Thank you for the donation, Chris. Your donations keep us on the air. If you want to support Right Side Broadcasting, help us keep broadcasting, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat like Chris did, and you can click on the dollar sign there, the little dollar sign, or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So here's the speech. Here's the transcript of her speech, and I'm not going to read the whole speech for you, but I want to show you. Check out this part right here. So paragraph 3, she says, I want to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. We know the press is under siege these days. That sounds to me like criticism of President Trump. Now, maybe it wasn't. It certainly sounds like it was, and I think a reasonable person could interpret it as being about President Trump and being a criticism of President Trump, so there's that. And she continues on. She says, we also know it's the insatiable dedication to uncovering the absolute truth that keeps us from turning a blind eye to corruption and to injustice, to tyrants and victims in secrets and lies. And then she says, I want to say that I value the press more than ever before as we try to navigate these complicated times. So to me, one could read her when she says that the press keeps us from turning a blind eye to tyrants, one could reasonably see that as she's referring to President Trump as a tyrant. It's not clear that she is, but those words could reasonably be interpreted as such. And then when she says these complicated times, she seems to be referring to President Trump there. So again, it's that paragraph to me, looking through the speech, was the one where you really said, whoa, it seems like she's kind of being critical of President Trump here. So given that part of the speech, that's what she said, and given that a lot of the left, I mean, you had to have not been looking at social media today to not know how much the left embraced the speech and used it as a point and based on this speech, a lot of people on the left said, oh, she's got to run for president. I'll be so happy if she runs for president. For example, let me just show you some of the tweets. So Lady Gaga, after the speech, look at what Lady Gaga said. Oprah for president? Oprah for president? She's got my vote. Lady Gaga said that. Tons of tweets like that. Meryl Streep said after the speech, Oprah has no choice but to run for president. And also, obviously, all these people don't like President Trump. April Ryan, journalist who does not like President Trump, if you've watched the briefings, you know that. She said, if Oprah ran for president in 2020, she is every person. She has been poor and now rich. She is also a self-made billionaire, which is a shot at Trump because she doesn't think Trump is self-made. She has a grasp of the issues as she used to cover local politics. She can articulate any issue, and she has mass appeal beyond race and gender. So lots of people on the left embraced Oprah's speech and used that and based on that said, oh, given that speech, I really hope she runs for president. So big talk about that. Even the foreign press was reporting on this today. Look at this. Can I find it here for you? I saw a lot of foreign press agencies. AFP from France, look what they said. Could Oprah Winfrey run for president and beat Donald Trump? The U.S. is ablaze with speculation that the billionaire talk queen might be nurturing White House ambitions after an impassioned Golden Globe speech. So given all of that about the speech, it's a bit odd to see Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter who works in the White House, sending this tweet out tonight. Even if she loved the speech, even if she thought it was great and she thought it was inspiring for women and all of this, it still seems a bit odd that she would publicly post this. I don't know. You think maybe her dad would get mad about this or other conservatives would get mad about this. So she did that. That's thing one she did. And then I'm going to show you the follows that when she followed Schumer and Pelosi. But again, right after summarizing the story, we're going to go to your comments. I want to hear, what is your theory on why she did this? Is there a why she did this? Or is it just all benign and she just liked Oprah's speech? She said something good about it. And then she's like, oh, I should be in the know, so I'm going to follow Schumer and Pelosi. Or is it more than a coincidence that all this happened around the same time tonight? Okay, so we talked about Oprah's speech. Let's talk about her following Schumer and Pelosi. And I first learned about this when I saw Oliver Darcy's tweet. He reports on the media for CNN. And he tweeted, look, so he tweeted this out at 9:56 p.m. At 9:56, he tweeted out that 5 minutes ago, Ivanka followed Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. So by my calculations, if he was tweeting this out when he saw this, Ivanka followed Nancy Pelosi and Chuck. Oh, I can go to Trump Alert. I can just go to Trump at Trump's Alert, and I can find out for myself. Hold on, I'm going to do this right now. Let's get an exact time. This is wonderful. At Trump's Alert. There you go, right here. Well, it's not going to give me an exact time, is it? Oh, is it? Yes, 9:50. So she followed Schumer at 9:50, and she followed Pelosi at 9:50, okay, 9:50 p.m., and then she posted the praise for Oprah at 9:54 p.m. Coincidence that she followed Pelosi and Schumer and then 4 minutes later made this post about the Oprah speech, praising it? All in the span of 4 minutes? What do you think about this? Hey, we got another donation from Mark Benuelos. Mark, thank you for supporting Right Side Broadcasting. We appreciate it. So there you go, guys. We have Ivanka Trump in the span of 4 minutes tonight, following Pelosi and Schumer on Twitter. And you can even see she hasn't like unfollowed them. Look, people followed by Ivanka Trump. I'm on her page right now. Look, check this out. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. There you go. Now, she did follow some other people around the same time, by the way. What is this Trump Alert page? Oh, the Trump Alert page, I guess, tells you whenever any of the Trumps does anything on Twitter. It tells you what Eric Trump does, all the tweets they like. I don't know if I want to subscribe to this. Part of me does, and part of me doesn't want to clutter up my inbox. But if you look at Ivanka Trump, so at the same time as she followed Pelosi and Schumer, she did also follow the 5, Fox's Martha McCollum, and conservative Monica Crowley. So she didn't just follow Schumer and Pelosi. Oh, no, wait, no, she did. Look at this. Oh, Ivanka, this is interesting. She followed Schumer and Pelosi at 9:50 p.m., and then the next person she followed, the 5, wasn't until 10:40 p.m. Wow. So at 9:50, when she followed Pelosi and Schumer, she wasn't following anyone else at that time. At 9:50, she followed 2 people, Pelosi and Schumer, and not till an hour later, roughly, did she follow the 5 and Martha McCollum and Monica Crowley. Now, somebody who's suspicious might say, well, she only followed those people, those conservatives, because she was getting blowback for following Pelosi and Schumer. So she went on. She's like, I got to follow some conservative people. I don't know. But this is very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so what do you guys think? What do you make of this? What do you make of the fact that tonight, within a span of 4 minutes, Ivanka Trump followed Pelosi and Schumer on Twitter and then sent out a tweet praising Oprah's Golden Globe speech? And I didn't read you the whole tweet from Ivanka. Let me read that. Oh, no, I did. I read you the whole speech. Anyways, but there it is again. There's her tweet where she praises Oprah's Golden Globe speech. Seemingly ignoring, well, not referring to the fact that Oprah did seem to criticize President Trump during it, and that the left embraced the speech as, oh, maybe this person would be a great person to run against President Trump. So what do you guys think? I want to hear your comments on this. What are your theories? My one theory I'll throw out there. I told you about the benign theory when all of this was benign. I already told you that theory. But another theory I have, which is just a theory, I'm not saying this is what happened, but one plausible, I think, theory could be that Ivanka Trump is getting a lot of blowback from people in her social circle who don't like President Trump. I'm assuming she has some, like, say, wealthy New York friends or wealthy socialite friends who aren't President Trump fans. Look, this is just a theory. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying one possibility. She's just like, I'm sick of them criticizing me. I want to have better standing among them. So I'm gonna support Oprah Winfrey's tweet. I'm gonna support Oprah Winfrey's speech, and I'm gonna follow Schumer and Pelosi. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that's one reason she might have done it. Maybe there's probably a lot of other reasons. I know there's a lot of other reasons she could have done it. What do you think? I'm more interested in hearing what do you think about this. So write to me on Twitter. Let me know, what are your theories on why she did this, if there is a big why she did it, and let me know. All right. I'm going to get to some messages here and hear what you guys think. So Key's mom wrote this. At Ivanka, why are you a liberal? Liberals are a disaster, headed for total party obliteration. Oprah will never be president. Schumer hates Americans, only likes illegals, and Pelosi has dementia. So that was Key's mom's comment. I just wanted to check the sound. I forgot. I didn't check the sound before. That was a mistake. But I checked it. Sound seems fine. All right. So Key's mom doesn't have a theory why she did this, but she's not. Key's mom is not happy that Ivanka Trump did this. David Opp says it's interesting at the top of the Trump alert page is a picture of Russia. This is Trump alerts. Oh, I don't know. So I don't know. You can see this is the Trump alert page, and you're saying there's a picture of Russia at the top. I don't know if that's a joke or if it's like meant to. I don't know what the person who runs Trump alert site what their bent is politically. Thank you, David, for writing in. Patrick Hostis says maybe she flipped to the dark side. Look, now I will say, somebody might look at this tonight and say, whoa, is she decided like she wants to be like not really conservative Republican anymore? Maybe this is the first of a bunch of things we'll see like this from Ivanka. I don't know. But I will say this, in the Fire and Fury book by, is it Alexander Wolf? He writes in the book that some people in the White House consider Jared Kushner to be more of a Democrat, even though he's in the White House. Like at heart, some people in the White House and some people that Alexander Wolf talked to, according to Alexander Wolf, believe he's like at heart a Democrat. So maybe if you think that, maybe you think Ivanka is as well. I don't know. I'm just throwing this stuff out there. Let's see here. Fred Golobiowski says she's blonde. I have no idea what that means, Fred. None at all. Patriot Ella writes, at Ivanka Trump, your father is a good role model for teaching you that you accomplish nothing kissing other people's butts. You said A's, but I'll say butts. Oprah Winfrey is likely not what she seems. Didn't we learn a tough lesson regarding Barack Obama and Hillary Rodham Clinton? That's from Patriot Ella. Little Lena says, she did what? Stupid. But sorry, but I never understood Ivanka. I want her out of the White House. I like her dad, but never cared for her. So a number of you seem to be upset about this. I haven't heard any theories on why she did it yet. Patrick Hostis says, Oprah said the same divisive rhetoric as Obama. So basically Oprah would be Obama with a dress. D.L. Maloney says, you're taking the few sentences out of context. She is obviously talking about Weinstein. You mean of her speech? Well, this part of the speech, I don't think she's talking about Weinstein here. Look, the part I highlighted before. This is Oprah's speech. We know the press is under siege these days. That's not about Harvey Weinstein. I really think that's about President Trump. That is not about Harvey Weinstein. Also, when she says, in these complicated times, that could be about Weinstein or about Trump. To tyrants, it's the absolute truth that keeps us turning a blind eye to corruption and injustice. To tyrants. I don't know if she means Weinstein there. But look, regardless of what she actually meant, I think a reasonable person could definitely take this as being referring to Trump in this part of the speech. And that alone, you would think is something Ivanka thinks about. Because for all Ivanka would think about before posting that tweet, because many people on the right did see and would see if they read this speech, if they haven't heard it yet, Oprah as criticizing President Trump. So that's really the relevant thing here is, was this speech seen by some people as criticizing President Trump? And I think it definitely was, and for plausible reasons. Whether or not what was in Oprah's head, I have no idea. Given that that's the case, it's a sensitive thing for maybe her father and also conservatives. And it's a sensitive thing. And do you think that maybe that would keep Ivanka Trump from just sending out a tweet praising the speech? And it's also like, it's not like she did it right after the speech. She did it tonight. So she had a day to see all the reaction to it. That was my only point. Thanks for writing in, DL, though. I appreciate your opinion. Let's see here. Funchess should have fought for the ball, writes in. Think about what the mainstream media did. They took a moment where a figure gave women a voice, and instead of elevating the cause she was fighting, they silenced the fight by elevating a speculative run for president. The mainstream media is simply awful. Now, you make an interesting point here, Funches. You're saying, look, if you look at the speech, and I did look at the speech before, and I read through the speech, the vast majority of the speech is about Oprah Winfrey talking about the struggle of women and how she wants the situation of women to improve. It's not the part I read you is the only part in the speech that I saw that could be seen as talking about President Trump. And it's not even like, even if you think it's about President Trump, it's not that critical. And she even says, like, I want to say that I value the press more than ever as we try to navigate these complicated times. You might see complicated times as her using language that she's trying to talk about this in a way that won't upset people on the right by saying complicated times rather than saying by this, we have this jerky president right now. She doesn't say that. So it's interesting what you're saying, Funches, is like the way the press portrayed this speech, you might get the impression that like she was like announcing her run for president because she hated Trump, but that's not what the speech actually was. Let's see here. Andy T has a theory about Ivanka Trump, why she did this stuff tonight. Andy T says probably just wants to get the media to talk about something other than the book. That's Andy T's theory. CBCA Elite says, no, Ivanka Trump. What are you doing, Ivanka? She divided us further and praised the media attacking your dad. Nico Filippone says, unless this is part of a deal for DACA, this is blankety blank stupid. Rob Fowler has a theory. Rob Fowler says, maybe Ivanka did this to set herself up for a presidential run in the future. If she agrees with Oprah and the Dems on this, which she may, they might be more accepting of her later. Either way, she might be out of the will now. Haha. Thank you, Rob, for writing in. Rob, in Alexander Wolf's book, Fire and Fury, now, maybe this isn't true, but one thing Alexander Wolf claims is true is he says that Ivanka and Jared both, what is the exact thing that they talked about running for president, and they made a deal that in the future, if one of them runs, she'll run first, I think it is. But anyways, he says that they have considered running for president in the future. So you think maybe she's doing this to help her future prospects. Interesting theory. Hey, we got another donation from Gamer49. Gamer49 says, how was Oprah's speech anti-Trump? I admit it was pure Hillary, all talk, no past action on subject of speech. Well, as I've explained a couple of times, I'll explain it again. I showed the exact part of the speech where I said it could reasonably be interpreted as anti-Trump, and I specifically pointed to this part of the speech where it says, I want to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. We know the press is under siege these days, which to me definitely seems to be a reference to President Trump. Then she says the press is needed to keep us from turning a blind eye to tyrants, which could be about President Trump. And she says, I want to say more that I value the press more than ever as we try to navigate these complicated times, which certainly could be about President Trump. So I think saying the press is under siege definitely seems like an attack on President Trump for putting the press under siege, for attacking the press. And the rest of it could be interpreted as negative towards President Trump. So that is my thought. Maybe you disagree with me, but that's my thought on that. Let's see. KC2YKN says, Ivanka's husband, Jared Kushner, had been a lifelong Democrat, making major donations to its candidates for years. By the way, hang on one second here, folks. I'm looking to see if I can find an easy way. Here, you were talking about Jared Democrat donations. I think this article mentions it in Forbes. Let me see if I can find it for you. His father was a huge supporter of Democrats, giving $1 million to the Democratic National Committee in 2002 and $90,000 to Hillary Clinton Senate run in 2000. And Jared largely followed suit with more than $60,000 to Democratic committees and $11,000 to Hillary Clinton. So he has in the past donated to Democrats. I mean, so did President Trump. So, now he could have done it for business reasons. So I'm not familiar so much with his past political views. But anyways, interesting point, KC2YKN. 80s Boo has a theory on why Ivanka Trump did this. She says, time to play, I assume Boo is, it's a she. She says, time to play nicey-wicey for DACA wall chain migration. So you think, 80s Boo, that Ivanka is like, doing this to play nice with the left, and that might make them more likely to work with President Trump in the White House on DACA, the wall, and chain migration. Interesting. I forgive you says, I think if you read between the lines of Ivanka's tweet, she is saying, bring it on, Oprah, we've been expecting this. Really? I forgive you? Really? Hold on. I don't know I forgive you. I don't know if there's any really hidden message in that tweet challenging Oprah Winfrey. It looks like a pretty 100% praising tweet, to me at least. But thanks for writing in. Veronica Polig says, I think she's setting a trap. What would the trap be, Veronica? Gamer49 gave another donation and said, when has Trump attacked foreign press? Well, that's not what she said. She didn't say foreign. No, when she says, the quote she says is not the foreign press is under attack. She says, we know the press is under siege these days. She says foreign press in the sentence before because the Hollywood Foreign Press Association puts on the Golden Globes. But when she says we know the press is under attack, she's just talking about the press generally, including the domestic press. I think she's mainly talking about the domestic press, actually. Rob Fowler says, maybe Ivanka did this. Oh, no, I already read that, Rob. Sorry. Julian Terrace says, I think Ivanka's pretty astute and sincere. And as for following Pelosi and Schumer, I think she's never on Twitter and decide to do some homework. Fair enough. Could be. It seems a little odd that, now someone might say it seems a little odd that she followed Schumer and Pelosi and no one else 4 minutes before she posted the tweet praising Oprah's speech. But as I said before, maybe it's just a coincidence, and there's nothing to read into about that. Let me get to some more of your messages. If you have theories on this, if you have a take on this, write to me on Twitter @Lookner, @LOOKNER. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell so you know when we're coming on the air with these videos, these live news videos. And once again, I want to say thanks to the donors who've donated so far. We are viewer supported. I don't think you're going to see extended coverage like a big long stream of coverage on this story on the mainstream media. They might talk about it for a couple minutes. Certainly not tonight. They're all doing their reruns like they do at night, the mainstream news networks. But we come on, even though it's late, we come on and cover this because it happened tonight. And so if you like that kind of coverage and you want to see it continue, please make a donation or consider making a donation to us because that's how we stay on the air. You can donate by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat, click on the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. It's a little gray $sign there. Or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Thanks again to all of our moderators who are moderating the chat rooms, although I think it might be just JC right now. Yes, just JC for now, which is fine with us. And Common Sense and Gleno on the website if they're awake. Let's see, I'm going to read some more messages from you guys. Matt says she probably wants to set herself up to run as Oprah's vice president if Oprah is actually stupid enough to run. 666, Trump needs to kick his phony liberal fake people-pleasing daughter out of his administration right now. I can pretty much guarantee she will betray her father the second it benefits her. So Matt is not a fan of what Ivanka did tonight. By the way, I saw a report that said... there was a report, look, it's 3 years before, so who knows about any of these reports. But this did come out tonight, this tweet, where Peter Alexander of NBC said, a source close to Oprah tells Kate Snow that as of today, she has no intention of running for president in 2020. It's not happening. She has no intention of running, the source said. Source said that's from Oprah herself. But who knows? Tom Schroeder says Ivanka is ditzy. Pete Tudsbury says, truthfully, it's important to know what everyone is up to, hence following everyone you might need to know about. Could be she might have just wanted to follow, well-known Democrats. It's not crazy that Ivanka Trump would want to follow these people. It just, again, the odd thing is following them 4 minutes before sending out the tweet about Oprah. Maybe it's all a coincidence. I don't know. Build the Wall Now says she's going to be Oprah's running mate in 2020, obviously. Clinton Body Count says Ivanka is probably mad because daddy cut back on her White House presence. And as far as Oprah, she has complaints about setting up very young, expiring actresses to be seduced by Weinstein. She has lots of skeletons to come out. That's from Clinton Body Count. JC says, check my email. Okay, we got a couple emails here. Nicholas Brown writes in, thanks JC, Nicholas Brown emails, I believe Ivanka Trump is one of the biggest pushers for the rights of women and equal treatment. For Ivanka to praise Oprah could be because she wants that to be seen more about her. You're saying maybe she wants people to see her more for her support of women. And she has done things. I remember just some event she did, I think at the beginning of the year, where she was trying to promote women having, I want to say it was something like women having better tech, having women get more tech jobs or something, or empowering women in another country. So she is a supporter of women and having women's situation improve. I agree with you there. The media doesn't report on all the things you say, Nicholas Brown, she's been doing for women's rights, women in business and more. This is why Ivanka will be the first woman president in 2024. She's in her 8-year-long internship right now. So you think that maybe she took this as an opportunity to let people know, maybe because she knew it would be talked about, to highlight her commitment to helping the cause of women. Interesting theory, Nicholas. And maybe she figured the benefit was worth the blowback she might get. Christopher Calloway emails, hey, Steve, here are my thoughts. Oprah is worth approximately $2.5 billion. Almost all of that is in the form of a privately held trust. She would have to give up all of that to get into politics. It's the law. So this went from morality and women's rights. By the way, I'm not sure what the law is on this, but anyways, I'll keep reading, Christopher. So this went from morality and women's rights immediately to politics in less than 24 hours. To me, I don't think Oprah wants to honestly give up her cushy private life and the mega yachts to go into the political spectrum with an incumbent Trump in a very volatile America. I think it's a distraction, to be honest. It could be a bluff so that Michelle could run or another woman could run. I don't think it would be Ivanka, but maybe Chelsea Clinton, since she sees Ivanka as competition. But when Joy Behar and others on The View even doubt the probability of Oprah being successful in the Oval Office, it is sure obvious that the support is highly artificial. Keep up the good work, Steve. Thank you, Chris, for writing in and sharing your thoughts on this. If you want to write in and share your thoughts, write to me at @Lookner on Twitter, @LOOKNER. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, also because I cover breaking news all the time if you want. So if you like breaking news, follow me on Twitter. Karen L. Berry writes in, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It could be just that she just sat down on her Twitter. She sat down on her Twitter account, and so she did it all in the same few moments. So you're saying maybe she wanted to do both these things, but they weren't connected. But she doesn't go on Twitter that much, and this is one of the one of the times where she actually sits down and she has a list of things to do. Okay, interesting theory, Karen. Chris Douglas writes, do we have any resource that lays out what Oprah's opinions/views are? Seems like everyone on the left is jumping on board without actually knowing her positions. Interesting, I saw a tweet about this earlier, which I'll show you, from this publication, The Intercept. And The Intercept posted this, which is similar to what you say, Chris. What is Oprah's position on drone strikes in Pakistan, on supporting the Saudi war in Yemen, on cap and trade, single payer, tax reform? And then they say, after a stirring speech at the Golden Globes, Winfrey is discussed as a candidate against Trump, but we don't need another celebrity president. So that's what The Intercept said. Trump Guy TV made another donation. A guy who does an amazing impersonation and a very entertaining impersonation of President Trump at Trump Guy TV. He just made a donation and said, Lookner is still awake, a beast. Oprah is bad news. Thank you, Trump Guy TV. You can go watch him. You can go check out his Twitter at Trump Guy TV. I think he has videos posted there, or it'll tell you where to get his videos if you haven't seen them. We've had him on our network before. He's very good. Let's see here. I forgive you, says Steve. I can't wait to hear what Diamond and Silk are going to say about Ivanka's tweet. Someone should call them. I'm guessing they will be made aware of this very soon if they don't know already. Bob See Your Uncle sent in a joke. It says, Ivanka and Oprah walked into a bar. Bartender said, what the hell is this, a bipartisan joke? That's from Bob See Your Uncle. Just this guy writes in, Trump has set this left agent within several times. If the mainstream media thinks he has a challenger already, they feel smug and lose focus. I'm trying to figure out exactly what, are you talking about Oprah or Ivanka? I'm not entirely sure, just this guy. Feel free to clarify. Andy T says, just noticed at Lookner is wearing black. This was not intentional in terms of, I did not do this because people at the Golden Globes, a lot of the people attending wore black as a support for like the anti-discrimination and mistreatment of women movement. So they wore black. I wore this shirt because when I wanted to pick out a shirt today, it was the first one on there that I saw, and so I just grabbed it and wore it. That's why. But nice of you to. So you're reading into this, Andy T. But I can tell you there was no ulterior motive in my wearing black. Batfly just made a donation of $13.37. That's very kind of you, Batfly. We really appreciate it. Those donations are what helps us stay on the air. So thank you. Earl Grey 911 writes in, Ivanka was always billed as the voice for women in the administration. Democrats are going hard for the woman vote. Trump needs white women to counter the black vote for Oprah. So it sounds like what you're saying is maybe this will help get some more white female support, or just female support in general for President Trump. Is that why she would do it? Is it one of the reasons she posted that tweet? Don't know. Let's see here. Nico Filippone says it could also be a trap for the media. Nana writes in, if she's anything like her father, this is the first tweet which is probably setting up for a series of tweets. Let's see what happens. Kat Church writes in, Ivanka is just being nice to Oprah, and following the Democrats on Twitter is just coincidence. I follow all kinds of people. There is zero chance she will betray her father. So you think it's just a coincidence. Okay, thank you, Kat, for writing in. Hello to everybody watching on Facebook, by the way. You can follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting. And on Twitter, we are at RSB Network. Clinton Body Count sent an article entitled, Oprah finds herself in the middle of the Harvey Weinstein, is it scandal? And Clinton Body Count says, True Pundit is 99.9% accurate. Tom Konjalka says, Steve is always on the job. Great coverage. Following RSBN since the beginning. Trump 2020, not Oprah. We need to keep the Trump train going. Thank you, Tom, for those kind words. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching Right Side since the beginning. I'm just checking here to catch up on all your messages. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Last call for comments, everyone. Last call for comments on this coverage of Ivanka praising Oprah's Golden Globe speech in a tweet and also following Schumer and Pelosi on Twitter within 4 minutes of each other. By the way, in case you didn't see it, a little other news came out tonight about the North Korea thing. With, North Korea and South Korea were having negotiations tonight, or I guess it's during the day there. And reportedly, let me show you, according to a bunch of sources, here's the tweet from Albo Breaking News. North Korea has expressed intention to march into the Olympic Stadium together with... So first of all, North Korea is going to send athletes and a cheering squad and officials to the Olympics, according to Bloomberg. They're going to send athletes, a cheering squad, and the officials to the Olympics. And, according to Albo Breaking News, he says, Chinese media says North Korea has expressed intention to march into the Olympic Stadium together with South Korea, a South Korean unification official is quoted as saying from the Chinese media. We're not going to get all wrapped up in that story right now. That's a whole other story. We're not going to get that could distract us, and it's late. So we're just going to stick with the Ivanka story, but just letting you know that that's happening. Maybe we'll talk about that on a future stream. But last call for comments on the Ivanka story. Vika Varkosh says, Ivanka should learn from Chelsea Clinton, who never praises Republicans or nothing that has to do with the right. Thanks, Vika, for writing in. P. Tudsbury says, maybe Ivanka has gone over to the dark side. Wait and see. I think somebody else had a similar thought on that earlier, P. Tudsbury. Thanks for writing in. All right, it looks like Nicholas Brown writes in, Steve, Ivanka tweeting to Oprah will get people to turn on Oprah more than Ivanka. Can't hate on someone for being nice. Art of the deal, think big. That's from Nicholas Brown. I'm going to read one comment on North Korea. That's it, because we can't. That's going to take us too far afield. Patrick Hostis says, North Korea is sucking the South into the pity trap, just like they did a decade ago. President Moon will fall for it. All right. I think we're going to wrap up the stream because we've gotten to all of your comments. I think, hold on a second. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So Pete Tudsbury said a similar thing to Patrick Hostis. Patrick's the one who originally said the thing about has she gone to the dark side? So you both thought that. Maybe she heard you, Patrick, but forgot that she heard somebody say it, and then thought of it and said, "I'll write that in," and then forgot she heard it. Or she might have just turned in later in the broadcast and not heard you say it. Anyways, P. Tudsbury is a longtime viewer. She writes in all the time. Thank you all for writing in. Trump guy writes in, I have thought about this over and over. If Ivanka is actually friends with Chelsea Clinton and is really a progressive liberal, then you'd have to believe that the president is as well, or he's stupid, and that is not the case. Ivanka is playing them. Thanks, Trump guy. Nico Filippone sent this in to me that he wanted you guys to see. It's from Nico Filippone. He wanted you to see this tweet from Jack Posobiec, and it says, just Oprah chilling with George Soros. So our viewer Nico wanted you to see that. Bobby Harvey writes, just because Ivanka loved the representation of Oprah's speech as empowering women doesn't mean Ivanka supports slams towards her father. Look, certainly she could be, that she could be praising the speech for what she liked in it and ignoring anything that she didn't like in it, certainly. Build the Wall now says non-story good night, Lookner. But you wrote in 20 minutes ago, so are you saying North Korea is a non-story or this is a non-story? Because you wrote in about it 20 minutes ago, Build the Wall now. Maybe you think the North Korea thing is a non-story. All right, we're going to wrap this up, though. Appreciate all of you joining us at this late hour for this stream. Thanks to those of you who donated, who helped keep us on the air with your donations tonight. If you want to support Right Side, we are viewer supported. We rely on you to stay on the air. So if you want to donate, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat. Click on the $sign there at the bottom of the YouTube chat, or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. You can even get free Right Side stuff like this Right Side mug that I always use. You can get a free one by going and setting up a monthly donation at rsbn.tv/donate. So it's not really free, but it's free with your donation. But you can find out about that on the website. Thanks to to JC for moderating in the YouTube chat tonight, and Common Sense and Gleno on the website. Thank you, JC. Thanks so much to everybody who sent in your comments. Really wanted to hear what you thought tonight. Seems like there's a mixed opinion out there among our audience about what to think about the Ivanka doing this stuff tonight. So interesting to hear all your thoughts on this. And I want to say thanks to everybody in the chat room too who's been chatting it up tonight. We got GM there. Thank you for saying thank you. A bunch of people are saying thanks. Who else is there? Doug D, Dan the Plumber, Nico, Mr. Calloway, Nicholas Brown, GM, and everyone else there in the chat room. Appreciate you joining us at this late hour. Trump Guy TV made one last donation. Thank you so much, Trump Guy TV. He says, have a great night, Steve. More to come. Thank you, Trump Guy TV. We look forward to seeing you hopefully at a future rally doing your Trump Guy impersonation. Again, he's at Trump Guy TV if you want to check him out. SWSW in the chat room says Ivanka has a book coming out. Is that true? I haven't heard this, but I'm not saying it's not true. Some other people are saying thanks. Lawrence, Man on Fire, Jason Thornton. Jason, another late night live stream for you. Jason likes the late night live streams, I know. American Paisa said thanks. Thank you. Rocky McAllister says, a solid black shirt doesn't work with a green screen. Well, it is working. I mean, you're not seeing green through my shirt. The issue, it's not, I wish you could see more of the shirt. The issue, I have to work on the lighting, but the problem seems to be we don't have a super fancy multi-million-dollar lighting setup. So with the lighting setup we have with the black shirt, it registers the black, but you don't see like, it sort of looks like there's like, it's like a t-shirt or something. There's actually, it's a normal dress shirt, but you can't see like the seams or anything. So we do the best we can with the lighting situation here. All right, we're going to wrap this up now. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this late night live stream. Subscribe to Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube. Click the notifications bell so you know when we're coming on the air for all of our streams, even the ones late at night. Follow us on Twitter at RSB Network. On Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting. Thanks to everybody on Facebook for watching us as well. And, oops, I almost knocked over my microphone. Wow. And you can follow me on Twitter at Lookner. I post about breaking news all the time, at Lookner on Twitter. But for tonight, for now, we hope you have a great rest of your evening. We will see you later this week with news, I'm sure. Also, if President Trump's, I think it's the Fake News Awards or whatever it's called, if he actually does that and it's broadcasted somewhere, like he does it in front of a camera, and we can show it to you, we will definitely cover it to you. That's Wednesday, but I don't know for sure whether that's going to be on camera or not. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon here at Right Side Broadcasting.